You're listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast, episode number 29. Have you ever been listening to an advertisement or something and they describe a problem that you're currently experiencing? And you thought, oh my gosh, that sounds just like me. They got your attention, didn't they? In today's episode, I'm talking about how you can zero in on your ideal client and skyrocket your sales efforts by pushing on pain points. So stay tuned. Ugh, it's that time of day again. Time to get up and make someone else rich. Hi there and welcome to the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Over the years, I've taken the skills I've learned as a dedicated employee in multiple fields and turned it into a thriving six-figure online business to create a wealth of my own. Now I'm here to teach you how to do the same thing. I share my successes and failures as an online business owner with you to help you avoid the pitfalls that can come with being an entrepreneur in the online space. It's my goal to help you achieve your success faster, adopt the right mindset for that success, and to show you how failing forward is all part of the process in building your wealth instead of someone else's. This is the Build Your Wealth podcast. Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Have you ever been listening to a commercial or an advertisement for something and they start to describe a problem? It sounds familiar, so you listen a little more carefully. Maybe you turn up the volume a little or rewind that commercial to the beginning. Now they start hitting on all the issues around this problem that you happen to be dealing with at this very moment in your life. And you start to think, that really does sound like what I'm going through right now. I wonder how they could help me. This got your attention because they're leaning into your pain points by describing the exact situation that you're currently dealing with. And by that I mean they're drawing attention to the very problem that you need solved right now. By creating a reason for you to focus on your problems, it puts a fire behind your desire to have that problem solved and opens the space for them to present their solution to that problem to their perfect potential customer. So essentially, they've pointed a figurative arrow at your current issue, and my, how convenient, they just happen to have the very thing to solve that problem for you. As humans, one of our base desires is that our very human nature drives us to find the comfort in our lives. And while our comfort in life comes from many different places and things, we're constantly striving to remove any discomfort and struggle and search for the best and easiest solutions to do that. So when you think about marketing your product or service, your primary focus should be first to your ideal client and second to what problem you can solve for them. And the way to determine how we can solve a problem for your potential customers is to figure out what types of things trigger their discomfort and how you can offer to remove that discomfort for them to make them more comfortable and happier in their lives. So when you present your product or service, lean into the pain points that your ideal client may be experiencing. Then follow up with how your product or service can help make those pain points go away. Once you've instilled the idea of a potential solution to your client's pain points, the next thing that you want to do is to provide them with a vision of how their life would look or feel once they have your proposed solution. What would their life look like after you've helped them with your product or service? By painting the full picture of the before, the solution, and the after, they'll then be able to begin envisioning what life might be like if they were to purchase what it is you have to offer. One of the best ways to begin any conversation where you're planning on pressing a pain point is by asking a question. For example, if the product that you offer provides a healthy source of energy, you might start by asking, are you tired of being tired? Are you totally spent at the end of a long day and just don't have any energy left to play with your kids? What if I told you that you could have enough energy to get through all your daily tasks and still have more than enough energy to enjoy time with your family even after a long day at work? Now you've got their attention because you're speaking to their pain points. Now you tell them all it would take to have this incredible, nonstop, Energizer Bunny-like energy is to drink one delicious shake every day in the morning. With this shake, you'll have boatloads of energy to get you through the toughest part of your day and still have tons left over for when you get home. So now, if your ideal client is someone who is completely exhausted at the end of a long day and desperately wants enough energy to go play with their kids when they get home, they're going to be much more likely to stop what they're doing and listen to what comes next. By leaning into what your potential client struggles with, you're encouraging them to focus on the solution you're going to present to them next. It's a major attention getter. Then once you have their attention, it then becomes your job to deliver the exact right solution at the exact right time. When you're speaking to pain points, you're speaking to a very specific audience. You're gaining the interest of the exact right person for the product or service that you're trying to market. And by providing the solution immediately after bringing their pain points right to the surface, you become like their knight in shining armor. But tread carefully. Pushing too hard on pain points too much before providing a potential solution can turn your would-be ideal client into someone who clicks away because it begins to weigh too heavily on their hearts without providing a solution soon enough. There's a fine line between providing a solution to pain points and just cruelly pointing out the things that make them uncomfortable or needling at what they already see as their faults. To paraphrase one of the concepts out of the book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, people aren't looking for a hero. They're looking for a guide to show them the right way to solve their own problems. In the book, Donald points out that in any good story, the hero is the one with a problem to solve. It's the guy or gal who shows them the way to become the hero of their own story. So lean into the pain points, present the path to the solution that you can help provide, and then paint a picture of what life would look like once you've helped them solve their own problems using your solution, so they can become their own hero. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to get your own copy of the book, Building a Story Brand, head on over to my blog at NicoleThompsonNow.com and find the My Favorite Things link, where I've posted a direct link to get your very own copy. It's an amazing book with tons of details on how all successful businesses are built on a story. It includes really easy to follow step-by-step teachings that they're really easy to implement right into any business right now. I'll also include a link to that book in the show notes section too. I hope you'll meet me back here next week for another all-new episode of the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'll talk to you then. You've been listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing to the show. I've included any links to specifics mentioned in the show notes section below so you can easily grab them there. I hope you'll consider leaving a review for me and let me know what you thought about the show, and if it helped you or resonated with you in some way, I'd love to hear about that too. Thanks again, and I'll see you over on the next episode. To your success.